There was a clear-cut mandatory pair which led you to the perfect answer for this parajumble question, which was a 6-sentence type, B and A. Now, since there were a lot of sentences and a lot of information here, you could have only focused on what words went along with each other. For instance, open positions and open positions again were mentioned in B, and again it talks about market makers here and market makers here. Let's read the sentences. It's B says, for market makers offering two-way quotes in the international markets, open positions are far more common. Indeed, so therefore we know that A has to follow B because of the word indeed. Unless they, because it's a conclusion, unless they are willing to take open positions like these ones, which are far more common, they will cease to be market makers. The market makers talked about in B. So we know that B and A is a mandatory pair. There was B and A, surprisingly, in only one option, which I went with as my answer. I did not even have to read the rest, which was the option E. But still, just to explain the answer of the solution for this question, the thus which has been given here is something that again caught my eye. Again, for instance, was an example. So thus has to be linked to something which has been, let's say, a proposition which has been made earlier. I knew that it's connected to the first one, which is because it talks about depending on the policy of a bank, dealers may be allowed to take intraday positions in order to make profits. One talks about exchange control, which does not altogether totally prohibit Indian banks keeping open positions during the course of a day. And this day, the course of the day, has also been mentioned here. Has also been mentioned here in intraday positions in order to make profits, right? So therefore, we know that this is the thus which is connected to 1. C has to follow 1. Therefore, the answer option again D, for instance, is an example of whatever has been happening here in C, and therefore we have C, D, B and A as the correct answer option.